Talk Your Ish Liz podcast. And today we're going to talk about respect. RESPECT, right? Respect. Because for some reason, some people, like elders, feel as though, regardless of what they say, regardless of how they act, regardless of what's going on, they should be respected. And when I say elders, it can be a child speaking to just an adult. It don't have to be like someone who's 80 and 90. We're just saying, like, if you're 10 and you're having a dispute with someone who's 35. So it just, you're elder, right? Like me, I'm in my 40s, so my elder will probably be somebody in their 80s, right? So this is a couple of things I wrote down that I wanted to just point out, and I didn't want to forget it, so that's why I kind of wrote it down. So the first thing I put was, or I have here, is respect is earned. Period, point blank. Respect is earned. Now, if I'm just meeting someone who's older than me, or if it's a child meeting someone that's older than them, then it's like you automatically are going to show respect. You know what I mean? And the fact that you're just giving respect, you're going to show this person respect initially because they're older than you are. Hey, how you doing? Maybe a yes ma'am, maybe a no ma'am. I'm not big on the ma'am thing. I don't use it. For the most part, I don't use ma'am and sir at all. It depends. It really, really depends, because ma'am and sir, and it may just be me, but ma'am and sir to me is so slavery. Like every time I think of the yes ma'am, no sir, no sir, like it just make me think of slavery. Cause let's be real, that's where it all comes from. That's where it started, but I digress. So again, for me, respect has to be earned, period. Cause I'm not gonna just respect you cause you 80, but then you an 80-year-old asshole. I'm just gonna be a bigger asshole, just in a little younger package. But I'm not gonna respect you if you're an asshole. And that's just in a nutshell. I also put here that some of us have family in which is disrespectful and we let those things slide because they're our elders, but no more. I feel like we're going to have to stop it. We're going to have to stop it. And I'm going to tell y'all why. I feel like personally, we do a disjustice. Is that a word? We're not doing justice. I'm going to switch it up. We're not doing justice to our children to make them respect someone who is blatantly disrespectful to them. I feel like that plays a part on a child's mental, their self-esteem, their confidence, because it's like this person is talking to them any kind of way, treating them any kind of way, handling them any kind of way, and then we're yet telling them, well, you have to respect them because they're older. We ain't doing that no more. Like, we ain't doing that no more. Like, I have adult children, and my kids are respectful when need be. But if someone is being overly disrespectful to them, I don't feel like they have to be respectful back. And I know that it may sound bad, but in certain cases, you just can't be. I'm going to use an example. I probably shouldn't because it's been years, but I'm going to use it anyways, because what they're going to do, whoop me. Anyways, my daughter's dad, he was married. His wife and my daughter used to have like this, a lot of friction. Right now, they're a lot better. But when she was younger, there was a lot of friction. I didn't witness any of this. I was only told the stories of this after the fact. And I do know that when she hit 18 and they had a big explosion, from what my daughter was telling me was that at this point, now she's 18, the stepmom was making comments to her because they got into it, that she wanted to fight her. Oh, you're not a child anymore, I can fight you. So it was like so many things that had happened before that was told to me. And again, I was not there to witness any of it, but it just seemed like it was so much shit going on where my daughter was at the house with them, and it was like she's being told by her grandparents and her dad and other family members that she had to respect this person, but this person wasn't showing respect in return. And the only reason that's given that she has to respect this person is because this person is older than you. That shit makes no sense to me. Because let me tell you something. My grandma, God rest her soul, who passed away, it's been years now. My grandma had a mouth on her. Had a mouth on her. When I say she would cuss your ass from sun up to sundown when she was on that gin and wouldn't care. She would make, I've literally seen her make somebody cry. And now that I'm an adult years later, I'm like, damn. Like, the person who cried never said anything back to my grandma. She never disrespected her back in return. She just left. And she came to me, I think I was in middle school at the time. She came to me because I used to keep her kids, her daughter. And she came to me and she was like crying. And I'm like, what the hell happened? And I go home and that's what my mom tells me about what had happened. Fast forward all these years later, I feel like in that situation, the person who cried should have stood up for herself. Even though it was my grandma, she should have stood up for herself, regardless of my grandma being older than her. She should have stood up for herself and been like, I don't know who you think you're talking to. Like, I feel like she should have. And I'm not just saying that just be saying it because it was my grandma, and I love my grandma to death. Like, she would box you in a heartbeat. But I feel like when we're in situations where we're dealing with older people, we shouldn't have to just let them beat us up because they're older, and then we have to show all this respect because we're young. Me, I'm to the point where, like, I'm only going to give you respect if you give me respect. Now, initially in our first encounter, if I meet you, hey, how you doing? I'm fine, I'm well, blah, blah, blah. We're going to carry it that way. But at any point after that, if you try me in a disrespectful manner, I'm going to respond in an even more disrespectful manner. Because at the end of the day, I don't play that shit. Like, I'm not a disrespectful person. I don't talk to people any kind of way. I don't handle people any kind of way. I don't do nothing like that unless, trust me, unless you piss me off. Outside of that, I'm cool, calm, and collective. I am as cool as the other side of the pillow. I don't really get upset about anything. I don't even raise my voice. I don't argue. Like, I'm one of the most non-argumentative people that you'll ever meet. Now, I will cuss you out. Yes, I will, if you push me there. And if you disrespect me, I'm going to disrespect you with a cherry on top. You won't feel it. Because I ain't going to take it easy with you if you disrespect me just because you feel like you can, especially if you're older than me. I feel like we have gotten so far on this thing of, oh, but they're elders. Fuck that. They know better. And the reason they continue to do it is because family, friends, and people who are around them continue to allow them to be disrespectful motherfuckers. I say that to say this. If a person is handling you, being disrespectful, give them the same energy, regardless of how old they are. Now, I ain't saying if you're 10 years old, you should be cussing out a 30-year-old person. But if you're 10 years old and a 30-year-old disrespecting you and being disrespectful to you, whether it's your stepdaddy, the teacher, the bus driver, the neighbor, if they're just being disrespectful, just to be disrespectful, then the person that's responsible for your well-being, like your mama and your real daddy, need to check them. Like, period, point blank. I feel like it's too much of that stuff. We letting it slide so much, and we let our elders get along too much with being disrespectful. Now, I know I'm about to really make y'all probably mad, because the most disrespectful elders be at the church. They sit on the front row, all white gloves on, the little hat tilted, a little lace on it. When I say that those ladies are the most disrespectful people in the church, and they just do it all in the name of the Lord. Well, you know what? I'm going to cuss your ass out in the name of the Lord. Amen? Amen. So, I'm just saying, we got to stop matching energy. And we have to not let these elders in our family disrespect our kids, make our kids feel so little and belittle them and talk to them any kind of way because they are children. I'm a firm believer in, regardless of how old you are, You deserve to be respected. I have a 3-year-old grandbaby right now, and I have conversations with her. I'm not going to disrespect my baby, and I can promise you, I ain't letting nobody disrespect her. Teachers beware. That's all I got to say. But I'm just not gonna let it happen. And I even tell my kids, like, if somebody's talking to you and they're being like nice with you, that's fine. If an adult come to you and they're talking to you and they're being sensible and their delivery and they're not being disrespectful, then you be respectful back in your delivery. But if an adult come to you, or a person that's older than you come to you sideways, you get back at their ass cricket. And that's it in a nutshell. Like, we gotta stop letting these older folk, these older people, our elders, feel like they can handle people any kind of way because they old. Like, that shit don't make no sense to me. And I'm personally, I ain't putting up with it. I don't care. You be 99, bitch. You ain't gonna talk to me any kind of way. I'm gonna talk right back to you, old ass. That's all I'm saying. The eagle, I digress. That's all I got to say about that. Y'all just, these elders be tripping sometimes. But hey, we can all get along in the name of respect. I respect you, you respect me. Alright? That's cool. Anywho, again, this is Liz of Talk Your Ish Liz podcast. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And you know what? Enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, or night. It depends on when you're watching this video. Bye-bye.